It is Wednesday, February 25, 2026. And if you are anywhere near the South Bay or LA Harbor, I mean, the last 20 hours have probably felt like a very long month.
Yeah, it really is. It's been a whirlwind. We are waking up to a completely different economic landscape this morning.
Exactly. And for our deep dive today, we are looking at a couple of fresh sources. We've got the 20-hour Pulse report that just dropped, tracking the immediate fallout of the new federal trade policies.
Right. And we're pairing that with a pretty fiery new manifesto called South Bay Studio Wars from a local business sector, trying to basically figure out how to survive all this chaos.
Right. So our mission today is to connect these very large, scary dots for you. We're going from global tariffs and dropping real estate values all the way down to how local businesses are pivoting to video just to stay alive. So let's start at the top.
Sounds good. So as of yesterday, the new 10% global tariffs are officially live. And normally you'd think, okay, tariffs mean trade slows down.
Right, because it costs more to move things. But that is not what we're actually seeing at the Court of LA, is it?
Not at all. Gene Seroka, he's the executive director of the port, he gave an interview to Bloomberg just yesterday where he predicted a shoot-through of cargo.
A shoot-through. That sounds
fast.
Yeah.
It's a logistics term for velocity. Basically, because of Section 122 authority, if shipping rates stay favorable, importers are going to panic buy.
Oh, so they're rushing goods into the system faster than ever to beat any potential future rate hikes.
Exactly. So counterintuitively, imports might actually speed up in the short term.
Okay, so imports are rushing in because everyone is trying to beat the clock. But what about the other direction? What about stuff leaving the country?
That is where the floor just falls out.
Okay.
Exports are absolutely plummeting right now. Loaded export containers are at a 3-year low. And the soybean number in the report it's brutal. Shipments to China have dropped 80% year over year.
Wow. 80% is a total collapse. That's not just a dip.
It really is.
Yeah.
And to make the physical logistics even worse, if you're driving near the docks today, it's a nightmare. The port confirmed yesterday, February 24th, that 2 ramps at Harbor Boulevard are now closed.
Right, for the SR-47 Interchange Project, and that's a 7-month closure.
Yes, 7 months. So you have this massive shoot-through of panic-bought imports meeting a literal concrete blockade.
So we have an export crisis and a massive traffic jam. Usually when a major hub like LA gets squeezed, you'd think the commercial real estate holds its value because everyone still wants to be near the action.
Usually, yeah. But the Altus Group report in our stack shows LA is a massive anomaly right now.
The LA outlier phenomenon.
Right. In 9 of the top 10 U.S. markets, commercial real estate prices are rising. But here in Los Angeles, we're seeing across-the-board declines. The value of the dirt under our feet is literally dropping while the port is gridlocked.
Which creates a really desperate environment for local businesses. And that brings us to the micro level, right? That second piece we mentioned, the South Bay Studio Wars article by Edwin Duterte.
Yeah, and it reads less like a tech update and more like a survival guide. Duterte argues that in this specific economy, businesses have to stop renting aesthetic space and start buying actual strategy.
Right, he's positioning his company, Voxel Micro Video Labs, against the big traditional players, like Manhattan Beach Studios, which he calls
a cold corporate factory.
Right.
His point is that for a local business owner trying to survive these tariffs, renting a massive soundstage is overkill. It's bad ROI.
But he also attacks the other end of the spectrum, right? The pure space gambles.
Yeah, basically renting a random living room for a shoot.
He argues that's dangerous because the host might not show up or the AC is too loud. His pitch is that you don't need a massive campus and you don't need a random living room, you need assets. Specifically, 15 to 60-second vertical video clips that actually convert to sales immediately.
So don't pay for the overhead, pay for the sales funnel. But there was one detail in the Voxel description that I had to reread. The team isn't just video editors. It's an entrepreneur and a licensed psychotherapist. That is their unique selling point. And if you look at the macro picture we just laid out, it makes perfect sense. Business owners are anxious. Exports are down. Real estate is tanking.
Right. If you are watching your property value slide, getting on camera to pitch your product is probably terrifying.
Exactly. The factory feel of corporate rentals ignores that panic. Voxel pitches empathy combined with sales. They use that psychotherapist's background to coach clients through their on-camera anxiety.
That is a really sharp insight. You have the macroeconomy struggling with infrastructure blocks and trade wars, but the microeconomy is moving away from aesthetic rentals like West Coast Creative Studio and toward hard ROI business assets that factor in psychological safety.
It's hyper-specialized innovation forced by absolute street-level pressure. You just can't rely on business as usual right now.
Which leaves us with a provocative thought for you to mull over. With exports down 80% and real estate prices dropping across LA, is the empathy and personal investment promised by these local studios the only stable currency left in the South Bay?
In a market like this, it might be the only thing holding value.
Something to explore as you navigate the rest of your week. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Stay safe out there.